Hi guys again. In this video now I will show you how to create a Ogive curve that is also called cumulative frequency graph in some books or in some classes. Right, so as usual I have this data undergrad survey and I'll be using this variable text messages to create the Ogive graph. Now for this we'll start with again pivot table builder, but you can also use the function frequency. But to speed up the process, I would like to use the pivot table builder. Either way, it will be fine. I mean, if you're comfortable with frequency function, use the frequency function to create your table first, and then create your graph. And you'll see that we need a table first. Frequency table and cumulative frequency table, I must say, and then using the information in cumulative frequency table we'll graph the Ogive, and sometimes it's pronounced as Ogive. I think it's most region specific, but it is Ogive for now. Right, let's start with pivot tables, manual pivot table building. Now again, here I will now highlight text messages only. So by clicking on the column name. Now notice that I will be highlighting entire column, which means there are blank cells as well. So again, it's going into a new worksheet, and I have text messages. I'll bring it into row labels as usual, and I bring it into values as well. So let's say 62 is the exact number of students that we have in the survey, and also we have blank cells that I highlighted. I need to remove them. So to do that, I'll go to this drop down menu and I scroll down. It's at the bottom here. I untick the blank and I go close this pop-up menu. Now I don't have blank space, but I have 0 means basically text messages. In this data I should give you a quick introduction. It's the number of text messages each student use on average. I think it's per month, something like that, but I don't have that exact information again. But it looks like a monthly text messages here. And sometimes whole communication during the month takes place using text messages among the students. So let's take it as monthly text messages. It may not be actually, but that's exaggerated form among the teenagers. Right. Okay, so we have numerical data here. So 8 students said they send around about 100 messages a month. 10 students said they will be sending 300 messages a month. But this is not as useful table as it stands. We would like to have it some sort of grouped form so that we reduce the number of rows to a manageable form level. So to do that, we'll right-click inside this column and we go to group and click group. Here let's say if we have 100 messages in each group starting 0 up to 900, we should be able to have some 9 different rows, but our blank appeared again, so we'll go down and reduce, so remove it as well. We don't need the blank, sorry, apparently it's here. That's done. Now for the Ogive curve, we need to have the cumulative frequency instead of simple frequencies. For example, here 12 students said they send 300 to 399 messages a month, and there is up to 900 messages, between 800 and 900 messages are sent by 2 students a month. So these must be very socializing students, or could also be something to do with their work if they are employed. But anyway, we don't have that information, but that's interesting to see. It's real data, obviously. Right, so we will now create a cumulative frequency on this column. So here we go, and options, go to running total in, click that, okay, done. So we start from 14 apparently. Now cumulative frequencies basically show you a number of students up to a point, up to certain cells basically. So let's say up to this row, it shows me 38 up to this row here, row category 200, 299. This basically tells me that 38 students send up to 299 messages a month, which includes this row, and including this row. Or 55, let's say 55 students send up to 599 messages a month, which basically includes all these categories below 599. So that's the cumulative frequency information that can be discerned from the cumulative frequency tables. Now we create Ogive curve. For the Ogive curve, however, we will need two different information now. One is that we need for the x-axis, we need the upper bounds of each row. So in this row here, in the of each category, so in this column we have the categories, groups, in other words. Now the upper bound for the first category is 99. Upper bound for the second category is 199. And the next one is 299. This is something that we have to do manually. Now we know the seconds, right? It's by 100. So why don't we highlight and then drag down? Done. This is exactly the same. But the last one we'll do 900, just to be consistent with our graph. Maybe there is someone who sent 99 messages, so if we put 899, we will not be able to capture that person's information. So we'll call this upper bounds UB. Now let's create now our Ogive curve. We go to chart, and this is a line basically. So click on the marked line. I can use any other line, but marked line will basically show you boundaries marked using some sort of markers. Now here we right click, go to select data, and we add our first variable and delete the information y values cell and highlight cumulative frequency here. Now once we've done this, this is how it looks basically. We would like to now put the information in the x-axis as well. At the moment we have numbered array there from 1 to 9, but we would like to put this information in there. So click inside there and highlight this information. Click OK. That's done. However, something that needs to be done here, that is, we should actually start from 0, or we could actually leave it as well. Well, that certainly tells me that whatever information in here, 14. So value of this point here on y-axis is 14. So it tells me, basically this graph tells me, just like in the table that we interpreted, this table tells me that up to 14 students sent up to 99 messages. So this remember, this was not a midpoint, this was the upper bound. So 14 students said they sent up to 99 messages. Up next is 30, the value 30 here. So here 30 students indicated that they send 199 messages per month, so on and so forth. So this is building up or running in, as you can see. So 60 students basically indicated that they sent up to 799 messages, right? So next, I think with this I would start from 0 in any case, but if you would like to start from 0, but this is also acceptable given that we're starting from the upper bounds, we could actually create a 0 row here and then copy this somewhere here and then start from a 0 as well. But this is also acceptable, so in order to save space and time, let's leave it as it is. And when you report Ogive curves, don't forget to put the title here and y-axis title here and x-axis titles here. In Mac, the titles can be found in chart layout ribbon on the axis title. So you have horizontal axis title, which is for x-axis, vertical axis title for y-axis, and chart title obviously this one here, as its name indicates. For some reason it's not clicking. Okay, here we go. So this is basically text messages, yeah, title, or Ogive for text messages, cumulative text messages frequency, or something meaningful title would be sufficient. Okay, so see you in the next video. I hope this will be useful and helpful in your assignments.